What's up guys, it's me Jeremy. When it comes to solo queue, especially games that go into the late game being fairly close, Baron becomes a huge part of them. The gold helps a lot, and the buff is worth quite a lot, as the raw stats are usually valued around 10,000 gold or so for those 4 minutes. Even though the raw stats themselves may be a little bit more, a lot of the stats are useless to some champions, so we value it at around 10,000. Games can be decided based on which team is better at Baron dancing. The first and most important thing to realize about Baron is that it's a throw magnet. A majority of throws that happen do so involving Baron in some way. Countless Barons have been stolen and teams aced because the way they approached Baron was incorrect. So it's important to know when you can do Baron. Now in general, it's unsafe to do Baron unless you have already gained a small advantage in some way. Things such as an opponent being dead, especially if it's their jungler, someone being bottom on the other team, or having an inhibitor down are all solid advantages to work with. Also, you do really want to have your lanes pushing out when doing Baron, as it may make your opponents leave to go clear those lanes. Anyways, there's 2 ways to do Baron. The first is to actually do Baron, and for this you really need to gauge how quickly you can kill it. When it comes to doing Baron, sustained DPS is what it's all about. Any champion with an AD build will do massive damage to Baron. And if you have 2 or more AD champions on the team, you can do Baron quite quickly, so take that into account when deciding to do Baron or not. In addition, if you are going to do Baron, it's a good idea to have one of your players distract the opposing team by pushing a lane and trying to keep some players in that lane from the opposing side. Now the second is to bait a team fight. This is where you position around Baron with the immediate intent of turning on your opponents, with no actual desire to do Baron. It's a great way to force a team fight since it forces your opponents to react, otherwise you get a free Baron. Just be careful of your positioning since it's easy to get caught or trapped in the pit, leading to incredibly poor positioning and likely a lost fight. Now for both scenarios, you really need to control and zone vision in the area. Sweepers and pink wards are key to doing Baron, and it's very risky to do it without clearing any of the opponent's wards. In addition, you want to ward most, if not all of the bushes, and pretty much every entrance as well as behind the pit so that you can see your opponents coming from every angle, otherwise it can be really easy to get caught off guard or flanked. Make sure to do so as a team as well if you face opposition while warding. You just want to try to get as much vision as possible, while denying your opponents as much vision as possible. In general, what you need to do when deciding whether or not to do Baron is analyze the risk versus the reward. A lot of Baron situations become 50-50 steals because the team doing Baron is doing so in a risky way, such as when they don't have a small advantage already. If the worst case scenario is your whole team dying and you getting aced and losing the Baron buff, it is not worth doing Baron unless you're really far behind and have nothing to lose. While if you're already ahead or somewhat even, risking a Baron is probably not worth it, since you already have that lead. In general, Baron is a high risk but only medium reward tactic, so it will often not be worth it unless you have a way to lower the risk significantly, such as killing an enemy or having a small advantage, something like that. And after you can successfully take Baron, make sure that you actually do something with the buff. Sieging especially is great to do with Baron buff, so try to push down some towers or other objectives. Anyways, my name is Jeremy and that's it for my video on doing Baron. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to check out some of my others on the screen right now or stay connected at facebook.com/gamingcurios. I'd love it if you could support me with a like, and make sure to subscribe for some more awesome content in the future if you enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.